Are trending today.
But first, Utah has seen a number of accidents on our mountain slopes, some of them deadly. A warning from the experts, and of course, Grant Wayman is tracking how much snow we can expect from today's storm. Those stories and more right now.
KSL News at noon starts now.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us at this earlier hour with Dan Spindle. I'm Sheriff Park. We begin this afternoon with a message from ski experts after a deadly month so far on Utah's ski resorts.
3 people have died in accidents at 3 different resorts since the beginning of this month. News specialist Lauren Steinbrecher joins us now from the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon on why current snow conditions means taking extra precautions even inside the ski boundaries. Great reminders, Lauren.
Yeah, Dan and Shara. So obviously a lot of times we focus on backcountry conditions and how those change as temps rise and cool. The snow comes in, we get those dry spells, but it can also mean that conditions with inside the resorts are tricky to navigate as well.
In less than 2 weeks, 3 people are killed skiing in Utah. In some cases, wearing all the right gear. In all cases, well within bounds at ski resorts.
This is a little bit of an unusual snow situation for us.
Well-known and highly respected Intermountain healthcare transplant surgeon Dr. Andrew Gagnon died February 3rd after falling down a cliff at Solitude. On Friday, a 35-year-old man passed away following a ski crash at Snow Basin after colliding with something, though it's unclear what. And on Sunday, a 14-year-old boy ended up in a collision at Alta, dying from his injuries. While avalanche forecaster Craig Gordon usually focuses on the dangers out of bounds, he's been following what's happening in the controlled terrain. Conditions right now, he says, aren't normal for Utah.
Well, right now, the snow surface conditions are super variable. They're hard in some places, they're icy. In other places on steep slopes, it's very hard to stop yourself from falling once your skis, your board, your snowmobile is knocked out.
Gordon says a small fall or crash can become catastrophic on the icy, unforgiving slopes. His message, no matter if it's a resort or backcountry, it's worth it to slow down and stay aware of conditions around you at all times.
Snow surface conditions aren't quite as soft and forgiving as we normally expect this time of year. So maybe it's time just to temper down our objectives, pump the brakes a little bit, and size up some of the situations that we're getting in so that we can enjoy a great weekend out in our amazing mountains.
Yeah, and we're actually just learning the name of that 14-year-old who died at Alta on Sunday. That is 14-year-old Henry Kendall of Mill Creek, Utah. Now, as we wait for some more information on some of those situations, Gordon did say that obviously the snow is coming back in. While that's good for the resorts, he did say that does mean that danger in the backcountry is going to rise. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Lauren, almost sounds like a traffic report. Slow down and assess the situation as to where you'll be traveling to make sure you stay safe. Lauren Steinbrecher live at that report. Thank you.
Meanwhile, we are learning of a snowmobiler who was...
Welcome back, everybody. Our Olympic athletes from Utah go for the gold every day for 2 weeks, inspiring future generations. And I got to see some of that inspiration in action. Miss Elders, 3rd graders at Alpine Elementary showed me why they might deserve some medals of their own.
USA! USA!
Oh, yeah, you go, kids. How about that for patriotic excitement? These 8- and 9-year-olds are learning about things like languages and countries, world cultures, geography, but also science, like the physics of a ski jump or the inertia while bobsledding. How about math of the medal count? They're doing it all. The best part might be something you can't hang around your neck. The Olympics might come back.
I remember standing up on the fence after the closing ceremony, putting my hand out, and as the athletes went by and getting high fives, like something that I'm never going to forget.
Yeah, and here's video of Miss Elders' class holding their own Olympic competitions in the gym, learning about what it takes to perform under pressure. Looks like fun, too. They had some firsthand advice from an actual Olympian because Paura Winitani, who played basketball for New Zealand in the 2004 Athens Summer Games, just happens to have a son in the class. So he gave the kids some pointers on their quest for athletic greatness on the world's biggest stage, something Ms. Elders says she couldn't be happier about.
One of my students said, wow, they're not even sad that they didn't get the gold medal. They just It's all about that sportsmanship, and those are the lessons I really want my students to learn.
All right. She's been teaching for 10 years. The Olympics have always provided a pretty unique platform to teach almost every subject, even not the obvious ones. Yeah, you're number one. They highlight the character of an Olympian. She remembers the Salt Lake Games when she was a kid, and she hopes that her kids in her class will be excited for their eventual return to Utah. Got to thank Miss Elder's class, the whole group at Alpine Elementary. They had an entire hallway filled with Olympic events, and they're keeping track of everything going on in the Olympics. They're so excited, and that's the fire here in Utah that'll bring the games back in a few short years. They did the math, and they said, wait, it could be back when we're in high school. So they will still be in their K through 12 education. And hey, IOC members, if you see that video, I'm guessing they might put the Olympics here every 4 years. They'll just say, you know what?
The kids love it.
Utah, you know how to throw the Olympic Games and really support it community-wide. And so I'm excited for those kids. I'm excited for us.
I don't think anyone will disagree. Utah will put on a good game.
Bring
for
it
sure.
back.
All right, that's fun. Well, hello to all those students. Well, coming up in our next half hour on KSL News.